Hi, my name is Tori Hastings, and I'm giving my informative speech on the election of 2016, the election like no other. And unfortunately, I don't have an audience today, so I will be just recording myself. I have some of my points. This is not an argumentative speech, and so I don't want to argue on which side you should have voted for, which side I voted for, and which side I'm for. But I do want to list some of the points for the final push of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. The final push for the presidency, and some of their points that they gave to try to win over votes. I do want to also include some of the results, and then some of the voter turnout. So thank you very much. And then I have my postcard. And so I want to start with, again, reiterating that this is not an argumentative speech, and so I don't want to state which side I voted for or which side I'm for or which points I'm for, but I do want to list some of the points. The final push for the presidency was an intense battle between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And it was full of energy and was definitely intense. And so I do want to include some of Trump's points. He made a point that one of his main points was don't vote for Hillary Clinton because she's corrupted. He made a point that she was dishonest and untrustworthy. And then some of his another one of his points was that she would go under a criminal trial for many years for her email scandal, which this was a point that Trump could not accurately predict, but that was one of his points, so that's why I wanted to list it. Also, some of Trump's main points were border control. He obviously was more for closed borders and wanted to build a wall. Crime rates, he wanted to work with federal and local crime or local law enforcement to lower crime rates. He also mentioned taxes, that he wanted to lower taxes for Americans, and also argued that Hillary would be one to raise taxes. Also depleted military. He believed that the Obama administration was the reason for our military being depleted. Also healthcare. He wanted to, or wants to, repeal and replace Obamacare, and so that was one of his main points. ISIS, he made points that he wanted to destroy ISIS, and that Hillary Clinton and the Obama administration basically were the ones that allowed ISIS to develop. And then also the media. He argued a lot that the media was dishonest and not truthful, and that was altering some of the polls. And then Hillary Clinton's final push, she argued against Donald Trump that he was not fit to be president because of his temperament, and that his temperament would be a problem for the presidency. And some of her final points were nuclear weapons. Obviously, she argued about his temperament, that he wouldn't be fit for president with his temperament to even handle nuclear weapons, and that he was for nuclear weapons. And not all these points that I've given even so far were proven true. and so it's important to fact check, but I'm just listing what their argumentative points were, not stating that they're true or false, but what their final push points were during the presidency. And then also one of her points was against the Chinese, that Trump praised the Chinese government for killing their protesters, which again, I'm not stating it's true, but I'm stating that that was one of her argumentative points. Also that the whole Russian relationship during the election, that Putin was directing cyber attacks to influence the election, and that she basically was saying that that says a lot about Trump if Putin is for Trump. And then she also argued against the Muslim ban that Donald Trump stated that he wanted to do, that he wanted to ban Muslims from coming into the United States. And she's obviously for open borders. And then also she was for and wanted to continue and not destroy what Obama had built during his administration. She was obviously a part of his administration. And then also, I want to talk about the voter turnout. The voter turnout, according to PBS, 58% of eligible voters went to the polls, and that nearly broke even with the 2012 elections. And then also, Clinton, she won the popular vote for about 1.5 million voters, but this also trailed Obama's popular vote by 2 million, which could have been the cause of her losing the election. Donald Trump obviously won the electoral vote, and he had 306 electoral votes, and so he obviously won the presidency. And so I just want to reiterate that the election of 2016 was definitely one for the history books, and I believe that the outcome did shock Americans, whether you were for or against Donald Trump. But I do believe it was a crazy election, and it was a battle until the finish line, and the final arguments and statements were intense. It was an intense moment during that last even month before the elections. And then also the voter turnout, nearly broke even with 2012, but it was still considerably low. And it was believed that even Hillary losing the election was due to just people not turning up to the polls and voting. And so it was a crazy election, but we were a part of history, and an important part of history of the United States. And so thank you so much for listening. Again, it definitely was an election like no other. Thank you.